Anna, I was saying that even before coming to Swamiji's ashram, I did have some experience in meditation. But
Okay.
here, when I came, I experienced something different from what I had experienced before all through my life.
Okay.
So this, I consider, I want to phrase it as a sort of grace of Guru. So
Okay.
my meditation or other spiritual efforts, I can't call them efforts because it is effortless almost because of the grace that I've received. So I want to know whether I need to put in any effort at all, and
Hmm.
what is the comparison between Guru's grace versus how much effort I need to put in.
Okay, Bindya. I got the question. Now, almost the same question was asked of Swamiji in the US when I was there. Okay. So the devotee asked Swamiji, how much is the disciple's role and to what extent does Swamiji help? Okay. I mean, the devotee is talking about the spiritual practice, okay? Spiritual sadhana. So Swamiji's reply to that was, if the disciple or the devotee does 10%, then Swamiji will do the rest of the 90%. Is that clear? Okay, so if we do 10% as a devotee or a disciple, Swamiji will take care of the rest of the 90%. Okay, so he'll do 9 times what we do. Okay, so again, that devotee continued. Okay, Swamiji, what is the 10% that we are supposed to do? Oh, immediately again, Swamiji answered, you just need to sit for 1 hour every day with your eyes closed. That is the 10% you need to do. The rest the Guru will take care. Okay, ma? So this is the assurance that Swamiji had given in that discussion. Okay. So this discussion implies that whatever effort we put into the spiritual sadhana, Swamiji will put in. I mean, it's not that Swamiji will put in, but then Swamiji will bestow us with the grace that is like 9 times the effort that we put in. Okay. So this is the answer that was given directly by Swamiji himself. Now coming to the next part of the question, okay, whether the disciple also should try to gain momentum, put in more effort. Okay, so what else is required from the disciple or the devotee? Okay, so as I understand, I mean, from my experience with Swamiji, from the time I spent with Swamiji, uh, yes, the answer is yes. Swamiji himself also encouraged that we need to put in effort from our side. So I can look at the effort in 3 different forms. I mean, I'm trying to define it in 3 different parts. Okay. The first thing is the discipline. So that means what? I mean, every day without fail, we need to do an hour of meditation. Okay. At least an hour continuously. It's not that we do it for 10 minutes or half an hour. No, that doesn't help. We need to do it for 1 hour and we need to do it every day. Okay. That is one thing. Then Swamiji also stressed on the resolve. No, that is what once you make. I mean, once you determine that okay, this is the path and this is the path I am going to follow, then you need to stay on that. Then the third thing that Swamiji stressed, and then he also showed by example when he did the meditation, when he did the tapas, that a very strong willpower is required so that as you are going along the path, any obstacle that you face, you can overcome that. Okay. And then reach the goal. So all these 3 things are required. So I talked about the discipline, then I talked about the resolve, and I also talked about the strong willpower. Okay. So these are what are required for a spiritual sadhaka, people who want to make real serious progress on the spiritual path. Okay. So I would like to go into a little bit of the resolve and of course, the willpower is evident, but I would like to give you a couple of examples as to the kind of resolve that is required. Okay. And here actually I am referring to serious sadhakas. I mean, people who really want to make some progress. As you said, if you want to gain momentum, on the spiritual path. So it's not that, we are comfortable, we have our life and we are leading our lives comfortably and we just want everything to be peaceful. I'm not talking of that, right? If you really want to gain momentum and make some progress on the spiritual path in this lifetime, then the resolve is required. Okay. Swamiji did not talk of this resolve with all devotees, all devotees who are involved in their family lives, who are involved in their business, in their jobs. Okay, for them, Swamiji had defined or specified only or recommended only 1 hour's meditation per day. That's all. Okay. But I am talking about people who want to seriously pursue the line of spirituality. Okay. Dhyan, meditation. One example I would like to narrate is that of Swamiji himself. Okay. If any, all those of you who have read Swamiji's books, Swamiji's life history, will know that at one time, a huge black cobra had bitten Swamiji 3 months into his tapas. So, about 3 months into his tapas. So the poison from that cobra bite was so much that Swamiji could not bear the pain. There was continuous pain, and he could not even close his eyes and sit and go into samadhi. Okay, so because he was not into samadhi, he could feel the pain, and that excruciating pain, he couldn't bear it anymore. And then he started thinking to himself, what is it that I'm doing here? What happened to my life? Why am I in this path? Okay, I saw a man, a strange man who I never met, and that person has put me on this path, and I'm struggling so much, I'm suffering so much, no food. Okay, and I'm sitting like this outside. I don't know what's the goal, I don't know what the purpose of this is, but I'm doing all of this. Nobody to take care of my family. At least if I go back, I can care for my family and I can do my business and then lead the normal life. So this is the thought he got because of the pain. Okay. So he got up from the tapo mandir where he was seated and doing the tapas, and he started walking towards the house. Okay. And then he stopped Satyaraju and asked him, where are you going? So Satyaraju said, I'm going home. He said, but why? He said, I don't understand why you are making me do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know what the objective is. But I am suffering excruciating pain and I'm unable to bear this. My family is suffering. Okay, I need to go back and take care of them. There's nobody to take care of them. So I am going back. So that is when Lord Shiva explained to him why he is making him do the tapas. Okay. See, at the beginning, when Satyaraju was initiated, he was not told what the purpose or goal of this exercise was. Okay. He was just made to sit, his eyes closed, he was sat in Padmasana, and then the Guru left. That's all. So it was at this time that the Guru came back and explained that, okay, you are worried about your family, right? Leave your family's care to me. I will take care of them. Okay. I am making you do this for the sake of the whole world. Are you bothered only about your family? Leave your family to me. But you need to complete this so that the whole world will benefit from this. Okay. That is the reason I'm making you do this. Okay. Now coming to the pain part of it. The cobra bite, I will tell you a mantra. I'll teach you a mantra. I'll initiate you into a mantra. Recite that mantra and all your trouble, all the trouble that you had from the snake bite will dissipate. Okay. Then it is at that point that Lord Shiva, the Jangamadevara, taught him the Panchakshari mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Okay. And then he ordained him, go back to your tapo mandir, sit there and start chanting this mantra. Okay. So then Satyaraju went back to the tapo mandir and he felt very ashamed, that he was put on a path by his divine Guru. And because he could not bear the pain and then he thought about his family and all that, he was about to leave the path and return home. Okay, so he felt very ashamed and embarrassed. So it was at that time that Satyaraju took a vow. He resolved that even if I die doing this, it is okay. I will either succeed in whatever my guru is making me do, or I will die. But I'll never go back home again. I'm not leaving this path. I'll continue on this path even if I die. Okay, so that's the resolve that Satyaraju took at that point in time. Okay, and after that, we know what happened. He successfully completed the tapas, of course, with a lot of hurdles, with lots of problems, both physical, mental, and all that. But he became a yogi. Okay, so that's the kind of resolve that is required. There is another example. Babaji, Shivabalayogi, okay, he told us that even during his tapas, at one point, Swamiji appeared in front of him and told him, see, you have started this tapas. Either you are going out of this room as a yogi, or your dead body shall go out of this room. There is no third option. Okay, so this is what Swamiji told Babaji. And Babaji told us that. When we went and we visited him while he was doing the tapas, this is what Babaji told us. Okay, I'll give you another example. This is General Hanut's story. Okay, I don't know how many of you know this, but this was told to me by Swamiji himself directly. It seems when Hanut was a young man, he had already decided not to get married and then pursue a spiritual path. Okay, even before he came to Swamiji, he had another guru who he used to refer to as Babji. So that was a lady guru, and she was his guru before he came to Swamiji. Okay, I don't know exactly. I don't know that part of the story, when he became a disciple of Babji or how he knew Babji. I don't know all of that. But what Swamiji told me about him was that when he was a young man, his father was pushing him to get married. Okay. And at one point of time, his father was so, I don't know what to say, so perplexed or so worried that his son is not willing to marry. And it seems he pointed a rifle at General Hanut as a young man. He was not a general then. Okay, he pointed a rifle at Hanut and said, either you're getting married or I'm going to shoot you. And Swamiji told me that Hanut bared his chest, stood in front of his father, but politely, and said, Father, if you want, you can kill me. You can shoot and kill me, but I shall not get married. I'll remain a bachelor. I'll pursue the spiritual path. And it is to pursue the spiritual path that I want to remain a bachelor. Okay? So that's the kind of resolve that the general also had. And we know that the general, while doing his duty as an army general, lieutenant general, he could still practice 10 to 12 hours of meditation on a daily basis while doing his duties, exceptional. Very, very rare. We don't come across such people at all. He earned a lot of respect as the saint soldier of Indian Army. Even the enemy also praised him, it seems. Okay, so these are the three examples that should give us an idea of the kind of resolve that is required if we really want to pursue seriously the spiritual path. Okay, we should be ready to face death. Now, Vindhya, you also asked me a question. It's part of what you said, whether the determination, do we need to be like Hatha Yogas? So Hatha is what? These people, people who are Hatha Yogis, the example we have is Tapasviji Maharaj. Okay, one sort of tapas he did was called Khada Tapas. Okay, it seems he was standing all the time for several years, and he had kept one of his hands. I don't know whether it is the right hand or the left hand. He kept the hand up like this. throughout that period, okay, throughout that time. So that is called Hatha. Okay, so you asked me a question whether devotees or disciples who are serious about spiritual path should be like Hatha yogis. Okay, now it just reminded me of a little incident. There was a devotee of Tapasviji Maharaj by the name of Swami Narayan Das. He also knew Ayurveda. He learned Ayurveda from Tapasviji Maharaj. Okay, so he was treating Swamiji. He was giving the Kayakalpa treatment to Swamiji. So during one of those days, he was with Swamiji at the Bangalore ashram in Swamiji's room, and I also happened to be there. Somehow this topic came up, of Dhyana Yogi and Hatha Yogi. What's the difference or something like that. Either the difference in the Hatha Yoga and Dhyana Yoga, or what is the difference between a Hatha Yogi and Dhyana Yogi. The topic was that. I don't know how we came there. So suddenly, I don't know who asked Swamiji. I think Swami Narayan Das himself asked. Then Swamiji's reply to him was, he pointed at me. Okay, I was there with him. And he said, see, here is a disciple of a Dhyana Yogi. I was elated, okay. So at least once, Swamiji had acknowledged that I am his disciple, okay, directly by himself. And then he pointed to Swami Narayan Das and said, the person in the white beard and the hair, he is Swami Narayan Das, okay. So he pointed to Swami Narayan Das and said, here is a disciple of a Hatha Yogi. Now, do you see the difference? Can you make out what is the difference? I couldn't make out any difference. I don't know what Swamiji meant. I didn't understand. Even now, I don't know what he meant by that. Okay. But immediately, Swami Narayan Das replied to Swamiji, Swamiji, neither is Hatha Yoga possible without Dhyana, nor is Dhyana Yoga possible without Hatha. Okay. So you require both. Whether if you are practicing Dhyana Yoga, you require Hatha, meaning that determination, that resolve, okay? Also the willpower. And if you are practicing Hatha Yoga, you cannot do it without learning the Dhyan. So you need to know Dhyan to practice Hatha Yoga. This is the answer that Swami Narayan Das gave. And that was very clear to me. I could understand that part. And I think Swamiji agreed because he didn't reply to that. No, he didn't continue the argument or discussion. He just kept silent. Okay, ma? So I think you got your answer.